Hey, once again, can I say how grateful I am that you're taking the initiative to get your mind right first thing in the day. And I realize it may not be first thing in the day for you, but that's my goal, is that we all get in a habit of the moment we rise, setting our intention to get our mind on track with the way the Lord thinks. Because I don't know about you, but I wake up every morning kind of in a default mode. My mind is going kind of in the way it's been patterned to go over the course of my life. And thankfully, that's getting more and more aligned with God's truth as I practice these kinds of things every morning of getting my mind right by focusing on Scripture. So I hope that you're with me in that. But let's dive in today. We've been talking about the role wisdom plays in our lives, looking primarily at Proverbs chapter 4 most recently. But the writer of Proverbs, which I believe is Solomon, gives us quite a few clues as to why wisdom is so important in our lives. And he's told us that because of the role that wisdom plays in our lives, it's vital that we guard our hearts, because that is the place that our life flows from. And he goes on in verse number 24 to give us some practical ways that might look in our lives. He says, keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk far from your lips. Now he's prescribing some wise behavior here, is the way I view it. He's giving us an example that's related to speech. He says, keep your mouth free of perversity. Now, what is perversity? Perversity is speaking things that are not entirely true or are twisted in some way. Man, does that resonate with you in terms of how our culture is these days? I mean, we hear terms like spin, in the political spectrum or on news talk shows, where we're talking about the spin someone's putting on a situation. I would classify that as perversity. We want to keep our mouths free of perversity. As Jesus said, we want our yes to be yes and our no to be no. Just people of honesty, people of integrity in the way we talk. And there's all kinds of things that go into that. Issues of manipulation, issues of coercion, issues of shading the truth to get what you want. I mean, all of those things are examples of what it may be like to have a mouth that is prone to perversity. And I think perverse as well refers to corrupting type of influences like flat out lying or slander or gossip. He says, keep corrupt talk far from your lips. So my mental picture, I guess, when I think about this, is that if someone were looking at me and thinking about the kind of speech that is characteristic of me, how would they describe it? Would they think of me as a person whose speech is corrupt or is shading or hedging or dodgy in any way? Or would they see me as a person who says what they mean and is honest in the things that they say? That's what a wise approach to speaking brings to us. And I think all of us can see the benefits of this if we look carefully at how it applies throughout life. I mean, our relationships with those we love, those who are closest to us, will be much better off if we're just in a habit of being honest. Now, I don't mean hurtfully honest. I don't think that's what the writer is saying here. He's just addressing the issue of not intentionally having speech that is in anywhere shaded or dishonest. But those relationships closest to us benefit from honesty because we're able to know what we're dealing with when we're communicating and when we're interacting with each other. The same is true in business contexts. The same is true in church relationships. I mean, across the board, honesty and purity in speech is better off. So think of your day ahead. What are the interactions you're going to have with people? As simple as being at the checkout stand at the grocery store, or as instructing your children or interacting with your spouse. How can you be sure to add an element of greater wisdom to your speech? By being conscientious about the level of honesty in your conversations. That's the wisdom for today. Let's talk about wisdom again tomorrow in a very practical way on the Morning Mindset from livebuildchange.com.